Hey guys, I wanted to give you guys update about what's happening in Japan recently. I'm not in Japan right now, but I follow sets of news every day. So far, it's lockdown right now, but without any law enforcement to really restrict people to stay inside. There's no repercussions or penalties for going outside. So it's different from a lockdown situation in Spain or France where people get arrested, like in US as well. So there's no consequence for that in Japan, but um, people are asked to stay inside. But still, people still go out to like shopping streets, malls, and some of the news are saying that people don't like other people not listening to what governors are telling them, which is really just stay inside. So that's that. Olympic has been postponed to 2021, as most of you already know, of course. In terms of new corona infection cases, they hit 10,000 people total cases, and last weekend they just had a 200 plus people in just one day. So infection cases are going up, increasing, and in terms of economic policies that they are trying to implement, Japanese Prime Minister Abe um, told Japanese citizens that they are going to give out, pretty much hand out uh, $1,000 per family. I'm not sure the exact definition, but per a household. So they are going to give out $1,000, but initially they were thinking about giving out $3,000 per household under a certain threshold for income. So for low income people or people who got affected and they had like a reduced salary because of this case, then government were going to give out 3,000, but they changed it in the last minute, so they decided to go with $1,000 for every single household without any restrictions or limitations for household income, and people were confused. Also, they did. Prime Minister also did a mask, which is really just about giving out giving out two masks per household, and he pretty much asked the parliament for approval for that implementation of the mask distribution for, do you know how much? Do you know how much it costs to give out two masks per household for 1.1 million? No, not 1 million, 10 million, I think. No, 100 million, 130 million in total population in Japan, 130 million. He is going to spend $460 million. $460 million for two masks per household. So that's happening right now already. Masks are being distributed, being delivered to households right now. They are in the nose. So that's $460 million masks policy on top of $1,000 per household. In Japan right now, I checked the weather today. Temperature is 15 degree to 18, 15 to 18, but nighttime it's below 10. So it's still kind of chilly and cold. And spring blossom has gone past, so you cannot really see spring blossom already anymore. It just passed by during this season. All the professional sports are postponed till further notice. So professional baseball being postponed. Of course, other sports like football, basketball, anything, you name it. Anything else? Oh yeah, a company. So some of the companies are canceling the new hires that they did. So that in Japan, schools and companies, they I think the same in the Western countries as well. But calendar year start from April, right? calendar year for the financial year. In Japan, school starts with April as well. Same as a new hire usually. So new hires start from April, and it's already April 20th today, 28th, 21st. So this has definitely affected a lot of people who are supposed to start working in a new company, but they probably cancel the hiring. And also, one of my ex-colleagues are doing interviews with Japanese companies, and he told me that some of the companies he was in the process, in the pipeline, interview process, they canceled because of this situation. So definitely, of course, business have been affected, and growth is gonna be slowing down. Hires, some of them canceled. School, school. When they in the school system in Japan, April is the beginning for like elementary school, junior high, and high school. They do have this ceremony. For the first year students, they do have a ceremony. So those are canceled, and also a lot of graduation ceremonies happen in March, end of March-ish. They got canceled as well. Some schools did, but most of them got canceled. A lot about Japanese entertainers or public figures, including like TV casters, ex professional baseball players, have been infected by this COVID. So one of the biggest comedian in Japan has already passed away. Professional baseball players have been infected. They're getting recovered right now, but at least 3 to 5 people have been infected in professional baseball sphere. A lot of comedians, entertainers are being impacted by this one as well. So a lot of news going on, and people see those news, and things are not calming down, not settling down yet. So it's still Tokyo, 200 infection cases every single day, especially in Tokyo. It's like a mega metropolitan city. So Tokyo governor is pretty worried that if this keeps going for like 2 weeks or so, it's gonna be very difficult to do anything about it. So Tokyo governor was pretty stressed out, and she did a video conference call with one of the most popular Japanese YouTuber. And I didn't watch the video, but I saw the stats, and it was like a 9 million view. Tokyo governor and one of the most famous one, called Hikakin. So they had a 9 million view for that. So imagine how many people watch that, especially young people. So that's what's happening in Japan right now. What else? Keep talking non-stop. I'm just recording this one before going to sleep because I thought some people might be interested in current situation. Gym. Oh yeah, hospitals. Yeah. So this is really important. I read some Japanese articles and saying like based on like some Japanese comedians who later found out she had an infection. Based on the stories, they cannot even get tested PCR test if they don't have serious symptoms. So not everybody can just go to hospital and get tested because their capacity is like above their threshold right now for like more severe cases. So for hospitals and medical facilities to be able to handle severe patients, they don't allow people with less symptoms to get tested. So one of the stories from the comedian was that she got the fever, or she got some symptoms of like I don't know what it is exactly, but like sore throat or whatever, like difficulty to breathe, right? And they went to clinic. She insisted that she get tested, but doctor didn't. She stayed at home for a few days, and after, because her symptom didn't go away, she went to hospital again, and then finally they asked the doctor to really test her, and then finally after persuading the doctor to test her, she did get tested, and she did get tested positive. So that's the situation. not all the people can get tested here. I mean, not here, but in Japan. But this is another last thing that I talk about. If everybody going back to Japan right now, it is mandatory to get PCR test. So everybody going back to Japan right now at the airport, they need to take that test, and they need to wait at the airport for one day, like 24 hours, until you see the results. And based on the result, you either need to go get hospitalized, or if you're negative, you can go home, but you need to stay home for 14 days at quarantine. So it's very strict right now. And speaking of which, there was a 1.5 million subscriber YouTuber. She's very famous. Her channel is called Bilingual. So she has like 1.5 plus million subscribers, and she's in Japan now, but she posted a video like a week ago or so. It's pretty much under the fire because she said she was in Malaysia, and so she was in Malaysia like in February. She went back to Japan in March, but she decided to went back to Malaysia again like mid-March, and then she decided to go back to Japan right now because of her concerns about a visa situation, lockdown situation in Malaysia, and also medical system, blah blah blah. So she decided to go back to Japan. She said that in the video, and a lot of Japanese people didn't like that idea because she's basically traveling back and forth between Malaysia and Japan in this time where travel should be minimized, and she's like a big influencer. So pretty much like 60% or 70% people dislike her video, and a lot of other YouTubers, like Orbiter YouTubers, including myself as well, but posted videos about that incident, right? So that's that, and a lot of people are really like, this is too much, but a lot of people are just bashing her and attacking her as well. I think it's gone too far of like personal attack, and I don't like that, and I don't like seeing that. But that's it, guys. That's a quick update about Japan. I don't know why, but I decided to talk about Japan because I haven't made a video in English for such a long time. But meanwhile, like my daily life and work consists of 100% English. So only time that I speak Japanese is really just making videos on a YouTube, and because of the more Japanese viewers and subscribers on my channel, and also and because of the I tend to make more Japanese videos because of demand and supply. But honestly, if I get more views in English, that's like my ideal, because it's harder for me to speak Japanese these days to verbalize my abstract ideas into words. So it is my ideal situation where I can just talk about everything in English, and there are enough viewers and demands. But so far, the more demands from Japanese viewers, obviously, because it's rare, just unique and a novel for Japanese I'm just gonna experience abroad. So what I say has more values to Japanese audience than what I say in English to English speaking communities, I guess. That's it, guys. I'm going to hop off because it's been 14 minutes mark. Some of the comments: are you in Japan now? No, I'm not, but I might go back to Japan. I might need to go back to Japan because of the visa situation here. Is it harder to learn English or Japanese? I think it's harder for Japanese to learn English, but it's harder for foreigners to learn Japanese because of those 3 different characters and a lot of weird grammars. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick live. I wanted to make a video in English for a long time, but because if I post a video in English, my views go down, and a lot of Japanese are pretty nitpicky about stuff, and then they throw dislikes. So it's really yeah. そういうことかな. Guys, stay safe. Yeah. Good night, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye bye.